Years I stand on the edge of the mills-grown plain, survive the harshest winters and summers without rain, and my roots are deep and you should weep, for this morning strangers came with axe and sword, cut me to the floor and your head in shame. Men say the time is money, half an hour could be saved, and on this bullseye I am to die and thrown down in my grave, and my roots are deep and you should weep at the cause of so much pain. So scrap your plan, leave me to stand on the edge of the mills-grown plain, and on the English hills runs the line that kills, leaves my country scarred and raw. If you love my leaves and shame them, please prepare yourselves for war. For when there's no more oil and you're in the soil and the breeze whispers to you, did you fight to save this England? Did you stop the HS2? Did you fight to save this England? Did you stop the HS2? Come on people, you can sing that out loud. It's daylight outside, it's night time, yeah, but no one's going to tell you what more. Not planned by girls or mothers or small boys with toy trains, but greedy men in suits where their wallets rule their brains, and lessons learned get their fingers burned as the country takes through stock. File your plans away for a rainy day and your toys back in their box. Well, 30 billion is the cost, far away beyond belief. And look across my valley, it's like a pound for every leaf. So country folk, no time to joke. Well, let the wind become my voice. Well, hear me crying through the leaves, let me live, there is a choice. Here we go. And on the English hills runs the line that kills, leaves my country scarred and raw. If you love my leaves and shame them, please prepare yourselves for war. For when there's no more oil and you're in the soil and the breeze whispers to you, did you fight to save this England? Did you stop the HS2? Did you fight to save this England? Did you stop the HS2? Big minute. Did you fight to save this England? Did you stop the HS2?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Martin. I bought it. Have you? Buy early, buy often.
For those of you who don't know how to download it off the internet, which probably was me a couple of years ago, we are now going to release a CD, which we will alert the local groups on how to do it. Thank you very much.
My name is Agnes Fletcher. I suppose I'm here. I live on the Chesham Road at the top of Frith Hill. I'm 100 metres from the line. My main role today is to introduce our expert panel of speakers. As I said, I live very close to the line, but of course, wherever we live, we're affected by this huge folly. We're affected, some of us may care about falling house prices, we'll be affected by the construction, by the traffic, the noise, the light and the dirt that it will bring. But perhaps most importantly, we're all affected here, like every taxpayer in the UK, because we'll be paying for it. Paying for a project with a bogus business case, which will create enormous environmental damage. You know all this, I'm sure, and that's why you're here. But the purpose of today's meeting is to make sure that everybody is up to date with next steps, both by the government and HS2 Limited, but also by the campaign to stop HS2. And also so that everybody here has a chance, if they haven't before, to look at some of the maps and to ask questions of our panel as well. So what's happening next? And we heard about the announcement on the 10th of January, but in the next year there will be 3 major consultations on HS2, and it's crucial that we all respond to these. And that's why we're asking for your contact details today, so please make sure before you leave the hall this evening that you've given us your postal address or ideally your email if you have one. HS2AA will be preparing detailed briefings on the consultations to help people respond to them. The first will be on compensation. Now we all know that the scheme announced already is pretty rubbish, basically. That consultation is due to start within the next 2 weeks, and it may be part of the government's efforts to sort of rush everything through. So it's really important that everybody responds to that. Also due shortly, very important, is another consultation on safeguarding, which is the legal process to lock down the land needed for the route, so nothing else can be built on it or near it. And of course that will lock in the blight that many of us face as well, because once the land has been safeguarded, then nothing else can be done on it. And next spring, very importantly, there'll be a 3rd consultation on the environment and HS2. More of that in a bit. As well as these formal consultations, HS2 is convening what it calls forums in every community directly affected, with some local people involved.